Now, it's not authentic, but it is convenient and delicious, which I think counts for something. Tonight on Family Dinner.
Here's a meal that you can cook today that'll make you say this one's a winner on Family Dinner.
It's just really good. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Taylor Rankin, and tonight we're making sheet pan gyros. They're easy, delicious, and perfect for any weeknight. As you know, this is a part of my Relaxed Dinners Covered series where I post 2 meal plans a month on my Substack to help make life easier for you. Each meal plan features 5 dinner ideas for 4 people or 2 people who like to take leftovers to work, which is what I do. I also always include an easy to shop grocery list with how much I spent to make everything. So without further ado, let's go through the rest of the menu for this week. And in addition to the sheet pan gyros, we have barbecue beef loaded potatoes with a hidden broccoli cheese sauce. Super excited about that. Lemon ricotta and ground beef marinara stuffed shells with spinach. 1 pot chipotle chicken burritos, my personal favorite. And chili dogs with a hidden veggie chili. I hope you're excited, because I am. And if you ever want a sneak peek of the meal plans or to vote on which video I make next from the meal plan, check out my IG broadcast channel where I'll chat with you about it. Anyways, let's get cooking. Starting out with some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Take about a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of lemon juice, some roughly chopped garlic. You don't want the garlic to be too small because it might burn in the oven. About 1½ teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of oregano. I'm using Mexican oregano because that's all I have on hand right now. Roughly 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and then 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. But for cost-efficient purposes, this is all the meal plan of the week requires, and it's cheaper than 1 container. It might be more per ounce, but you'll waste less if you just spend the $3 instead of the $6. So now we're just gonna mix this up and marinated and covered. Set aside. Now while that marinates, let's prep our veggies. Going inside our gyros is some cherry tomatoes, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, red onion, parsley, and then we're gonna make a tzatziki with cucumber. So let's start cutting. I'll teach you how to cut a cucumber. Oh my God, this is not a cucumber, a green bell pepper. I'm gonna be so honest, I'm so tired. But that's why this recipe is perfect, because it's tired proof, okay? So tuck those fingers on, cut, and then follow the shape. And you're trying to get as little of that white flesh, like you know the white flesh that's on the center, like where the seeds are. You're trying to get as little of that as possible on your bell pepper. And if you get some on there, it's okay. You can just cut it off. Now, bell pepper. You can, a lot of people will smash this down, right? Or they'll just break it. I usually like to break it because, yeah. But whatever is easiest for you. Tuck those fingers, flesh side up, not skin side up. Always cut flesh side up. It's easier, especially if you're someone who doesn't sharpen their knives. You're going to be able to get through those peppers a lot better. Even if you do sharpen your knives, it's just better to cut flesh side up. It's just easier. Why work harder when you can work smarter, you know? So we're just gonna make some slices. You can cut this to your own personal preference. If you prefer them to be a little more hidden, you can dice them. But I do love the slice. Now red, do the same thing. Try to minimize as much white flesh as you can. What happened there? Okay, flatten it out, or you can just break it up. Oh, it was pregnant, that's what happened. Kinda looks like glasses. I think my eyes are too far apart for this. I'm trying to work on my posture. I need you guys to call me out. I need you to call me out when I'm slouching. Peppers are cut. Now we're moving on to our onion. We're only gonna use half of this because the other half is going to be used for another dinner from Relaxed Dinners Covered. If you're not following Relaxed Dinners Covered, that's okay. You can use the whole onion if you want, or just half, whatever you wanna do. Cut the front off, peel it off. You know how you have the peel and then you have like that really thin onion layer? Don't just take off the peel, take off that first layer. You wanna take off the dry layers, they call it. So like you see the difference in color and how this looks dry. This is like more sheeny. That's what you want. You want the sheen. And we are just going to slice these up, tuck those fingers, claw. There we go. And now we have our perfect onions. Our cutting board is going to look like a beautiful rainbow. Okay, now we have our cherry tomatoes. I'm just gonna split them in half. Hot dog style, not hamburger. Do people still say that? Like, this is hamburger. Like if I cut through here, that's hamburger. If I cut like that, With hot dog, latitude, longitude. And these tomatoes are also featured in another recipe from Relaxed Dinner's cover, so that's why we're using them. And tomatoes also traditionally do go in gyros, but we're gonna roast these. Pretty sure in gyros they're raw. Not pretty sure, I know. But we're gonna roast them because I think roasted tomatoes taste better. I do not know if I trust people who just eat raw tomatoes. All right, look at this beautiful rainbow of a board. Nice. And now for the cucumber, we're gonna grate this, but we'll do this later because we need to get our sheet pan in the oven. Sheet pan number 1. On goes our chicken. Okay, so you know when you make a piece of chicken, there's like the smooth top that's like your quad, right? And then there's the under part that's like your hamstring, right? And it's a quad side down. It was not supposed to fall that hard, but that's okay. So you got it. That's the quad side down. I find that doing it quad side down really gives you a better roast on the chicken, like more surface area because it's smoother. I guess more like Maillard reaction surface area when you're making things like sheet pans. Here we go. It's gonna take up like half of our sheet pan. You don't want it to be too close together, but you don't want it to be too far apart. All right, now goes our peppers. You can combine everything if you want, but because it's prettier, I'm just gonna keep them separate. Here we go. Get that going. I know some people like to top it on there, but for this specific recipe, I just want it to be separate. Isn't that cute? And now I just have some parsley. Then I'm just gonna sprinkle all over it just because I can. Now over your veggies, some oil. I'm using olive. We're gonna keep it simple with just some salt. She is a gorge. Okay, I'm gonna slide her up. And then sheet tray number 2. We have some frozen fries. I'm using garlic and herb. I love these fries. They're thin cut and like battered. So good. And if you're one of those people that thinks you're too good for frozen fries, newsflash, you're not. Newsflash, you're not. No one's too good for frozen fries. If you don't like them, I respect it. Make your own. But around these parts, we don't have that kind of time. So I use my favorite frozen fries. Beautiful. I never know how much to make. Like there's like the suggested serving size, which is this. Whose family of 4 is that feeding? I don't even have a kid or like a husband. Just know this isn't feeding them. This isn't feeding anyone. So I feel like this is like 2 people's worth of fries. Make as many as your heart desires. I know I am. All right, now both of these are going in the oven. I think I already said it, but they're going in at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna put the fries on the bottom, chicken on top. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now the last thing we have to make is our fresh tzatziki sauce. Making tzatziki is super simple. All you need is a few ingredients. You can also use store-bought, that's fine, but I like to make my own. So I'm gonna take a cucumber and grate it. Make sure you wash the outside. Okay. All right, there we go. Gonna make this into pickles later. Now a lot of people like to put it in a towel and then drain it out. That's fine. I think that's actually great and preferred. I'm not doing that right now. We're trying to get dinner on the table. So I'm just gonna take like 2 paper towels stacked together and just squeeze. You might have to use more paper towels if you think that your paper towels aren't as absorbent. All right, now we have our cucumber. Then in goes the remainder of 1 container of yogurt and then the whole container of this one. And I'm just using non-fat plain. There we go. Gonna add in the juice of half a lemon. Man, what is up with these stupid seedless lemons? They just feel so flimsy, like they feel like fake lemons. There we go. And we have some garlic. And then we're just gonna mince the garlic. In goes the garlic. And then of course a little salt and a little pepper. And then we're going to hand shred some dill. It's gonna make it super fresh, fresher than it already is. Give her a great stir. Now this is super optional, but I do also love to add a nice tasting olive oil, like one that you would use to dip your bread in. But yes, this is gonna give it a really nice buttery taste that just feels so addicting. Gorgeous. Now we're gonna let this sit aside and soak up those flavors. Our sheet pan chicken and veggies are done. Our fries are done. I just have the chicken on a broil setting right now to let it get nice and crispy on top for about 2 to 3 minutes. But while that gets going, we're gonna warm up our pita. I'm using a whole wheat pita. I just wanted to try it, so let's see how it is. So to warm up our pita, I have some damp paper towels. Take your pita, place it on there, now wrap it really well in that damp towel. Microwave it for 30 seconds or so. Now, then you should have nice, flexible, soft, warm pita. Let's get ready to plate. I present to you our veggie and chicken sheet pan. Applause, applause, applause. Yeah, heck yeah. Let's build our plate. Fries are right down here for our nice and warm pita. Look at that, it's beautiful. Parchment. Pita, spoonful of tzatziki, some mirin, tomato. I promise you, even if you don't like tomatoes, try them roasted. They're so much better. Peppers, onions, take some chicken, just slice it up, add it right on. Fresh lemon zest if you feel like it. And then of course some parsley. Now you can add some feta to this, whatever cheese you want. But I am personally okay with the tzatziki sauce, especially with the meal plan. Didn't want to make you guys buy some feta and then not use all of it. Some dill. Now, just hold it like a taco. And now wrap her up. And that is our beautiful sheet pan chicken gyro. Gorgeous. And then if you have any kitchen twine, you can just tie it so it stays. All right, there we go. Just place her down and make the rest. Our gyros are wrapped. I added some lemon slices as a garnish. We have our fries going on back here, and then these beauties. She's beauty, she's grace, and she comes together in under 45 minutes, with 25 of those minutes being completely hands-off time. No explanation needed. Let's just taste it. See if it tastes as good as it looks. Crap, I have braces. I can't bite into this. I'm just gonna try. That was really ugly, but eating with braces is really hard. It's just really good. Yeah. I didn't even get a bite of the pita, hold on. I'm gonna dip a fry in the tzatziki. I'm sorry, I'm eating with my mouth open and everything. Oh, that's so unladylike. I'm so sorry, guys. This is bomb. No words, because when you try this, you're gonna understand. Thanks so much for watching another episode of Family Dinner. My name is Taylor Rankin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and don't forget to join my IG broadcast channel if you want to be in on the meal plans and choosing YouTube videos. I'll see you next time. Bye. Whew.